Today we are taking a look at Alya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian, which has a mess of a light novel title that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce in Japanese. And I'm going to just refer to as the Russian tsundere from here on out. So anyone that knows me knows I usually hate the tsundere type. I don't have so much of an issue with the idea of a character hiding their true feelings and being a bit rough around the edges. No, I specifically take issue with a lot of them in anime being violent. It's usually played up for comedy, but I don't find a beast like that funny or endearing. Sure, some of the time person getting hit deserves it, but a lot of the time it's a gross overreaction, and quite frankly, at times it isn't. I just rather not have that crap in the anime I'm watching. I find most of the tsundere writing to be so shallow and poorly done that I tend to just feel like I'm getting whiplash watching the character going between Tsun and Deri. I bring all of this up because as we look at the description to the Russian tsundere, it's not immediately obvious that Alya is a tsundere. We go on far too long about how pretty she is and how everyone wants her despite her being unapproachable. Okay, whatever. Cold beauty is not anything new in anime, especially if we have some sort of loser or average sort of outcast main character who can crack through that ice and get close while dealing with some sort of events that cause a, snafu. Anyway, let's continue. Our main guy is pretty average and just plays games, and despite that gets the tsundere's attention. Yeah, not surprised there. The interesting twist is that she speaks another language, Russian. And in this case, she uses it to have her Deri moments. And the main guy, for some reason, also speaks that language. So, we seem to have a rom-com that plays with information that the audience and one character knows, but the other one doesn't. If done well, it could actually be quite interesting. We're gonna have a tsundere with depth that doesn't need to rely on tired cliches, and could be a fresh breath of air, so let's check the footage and... Well, here's hoping that it's at least just early on or with extremely good reason. So, you might be wondering, is this show just on my summer hook list to hate on the tsundere type? Well, no, it has a lot going on for it. And I will be checking it out with a very short leash. Like usual, I can't trust mouse scores, but I don't completely ignore them. The source material to this one has a lot of ratings, and it's rated pretty highly. Unfortunately for me, tsunderes are a horrible cliche that most people don't seem to mind, so I can't really take that as a sign whether it's done well or not. But it gives me hope that it's an actual enjoyable tsundere, which, can exist, and the gimmick with the language is done well instead of poorly. Beyond that, the studio doing this anime is Dogo Kobo, also mostly known now as the Oshinoko studio, but historically they've done plenty of solid series, including one of my favorite rom-coms, Nozaki-kun. I don't think they'd make my, top 5 studios, but they do a lot of solid work, and it should be a solid adaptation. Though I can't help but worry between the spring season shows that they're doing right now and Oshinoko Season 2 coming out this summer, that this one might end up a tiny bit neglected.